In this week's Torah portion, Vayishlach, we have one of the most dramatic episodes in Bible. Jacob, in the dark of the night, just before he is about to have this fearsome encounter with Esau, a strange man comes, wrestles with him, perhaps trying to kill him. It's a very odd, eerie encounter in the dark of the night. And I'd like us to try and understand who this stranger is. Right? According to the party line, the stranger is Esau's angel, right? Advocating angel, an angel that perhaps wants to come and kill Jacob, or perhaps even blind him from the faith of a monotheistic God. But in light of what else goes on in this Torah portion, I'd like to offer a radically different approach to who this stranger is and what their role is in changing Jewish history, no less. Another tragedy happens in this week's Torah portion, and that is the rape of Dinah. Right, in Shechem, she is brutally raped, and this raises a question. God always intervenes, coming in, helping the forefathers, the mothers, veering them in the right direction, and you've got to ask yourself, what did Dinah do? Why couldn't God here intervene and stop this? Why did this have to happen? What's going on? The case of Dinah, we are actually told earlier on in the Torah portion why she was raped. It was a punishment for Jacob's actions. What was the punishment? Just before Jacob's encounter with a strange man, perhaps Esau's advocating angel, we are told that Jacob prepares his family, and we are told about how he prepares his 11 sons and his 2 wives and concubines. And Rashi notices that there is no mention of the 12th of the daughter of Dinah. Rashi deducts from this that Dinah was hidden. And the reason Dinah was hidden was because Jacob was afraid that Esau would see Dinah, see her beauty, and he'd want her for himself. Rashi tells us the following chilling interpretation. Dinah was raped as a punishment for Jacob because Jacob should have given Dinah to Esau. Had Jacob given Dinah to Esau, she could have made him repent. What is Rashi saying? Dinah had the keys. Jacob had the keys in his hand to change Jewish history. There would have to be no need for this anti-Semitic history, this strife between Rome and Jerusalem, between Israel and anti-Semitism could have changed if only Dinah would have been in the hands of Esau. They would have lived happily ever after. There would have been a real reconciliation in this dysfunctional family between Esau and Jacob, who were in fact 2 split parts of one Jewish people. But that didn't happen, because Jacob hid Dinah. Now, right after the verse where we learn this interpretation of Rashi, where we are told only about the 11 brothers but not of Dinah, right after that we have this encounter with a strange person who battles with Jacob. In light of this context, I'd like to offer the following. Yes, it perhaps is right if Ramban and others say that this is Esau's archangel. I'm not going to argue, but I'd like to offer the following. Perhaps this is Esau's archangel who's trying to tell Jacob, don't hide Dinah. You have the keys, Jacob, to change Jewish history. Let my master have Dinah. Don't let what Shechem's going to do. That doesn't have to happen. Unlock Dinah, bring her out. We can change Jewish history, you and I. And they struggle. And why do I think this is this stranger's, this angel's mission? Because other than that, it is unclear what his purpose is. Right? They struggle, they battle. Clearly there is a heated debate. But we don't know what his purpose is. He's not there to bless Jacob because we know that Jacob forces him to bless him. He's not there to tell Jacob that his name is no longer Jacob but Israel because we know that God does that later in this Torah portion. But perhaps there's one thing that he does that can symbolize what I'm trying to get at, and that is just before they part, he tries to grab Jacob by the calf, right? He grabs Jacob by the calf and then Jacob limps. The exact same, this is Jacob's namesake. Why is Jacob called Jacob? Because just as he comes out of his mother's womb, he is grabbing onto Esau's calf. Esau's angel is trying to point out to Jacob, saying to him by grabbing the calf, enough, stop with this tension between Jacob and Esau, we can change this. As we know, this is not the way history pans out, but it could have. Thoughts on Parshat Vayetze and perhaps the role of this angel and how we can learn from this in terms of bringing together the Esau's and Jacob's within us, within the Jewish people. Shabbat Shalom.